Excited.
Oh,
I'm excited. We're excited. We're excited for.
We're excited.
And being racers.
We were clashing, right? We were clashing. Davey, I got a problem with you. I'm clashing with you.
You're clashing with me? What you clashing with me about?
You're quiet. That's what I'm clashing with you about. You're really quiet.
Sorry, I was taking a drink of water. Would you rather me do it into the microphone?
I would actually. Can I get a? I'm glad.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, wait,
Is that better?
I got this thing.
Here we go. Check it
out. Oh, you guys use single-use plastics?
I don't. This is a cup.
Oh, that's right. You live in California. You can't.
Yeah. Well, I can. I just don't. So.
I need a water bottle, but every time I ask for a water bottle for like Christmas or birthdays, no one gets me one.
I'm gonna get you a water bottle. Now that I know
you yeah, I was gonna say JTN Hydro Flask.
I'm pretty sure I can make a JTN tumbler on Spring. You can head on over to Spring now after this podcast is done and get yourself a JTN tumbler.
We're not even recording yet.
I gotta stock up on some.
Are we?
I gave a thumbs up.
I gotta stock up on some JTN and Fake Roasters podcast T-shirts and merch.
Yeah, that's why you're gonna go to the JTN merch store right now
for the upcoming racing season. By the way, real quick side note, so we're gonna talk about this later. This is the cold open, and we love doing this.
I'm so cold.
We're gonna talk about this a little bit more later. We're gonna do the live show in Daytona for Daytona on Wednesday.
Not in Daytona, because that would be expensive.
Not in Daytona. But Thursday, funny you say that. I will be in Daytona watching the dual races with my family, my parents.
Hi, Davey's parents.
Tickets, and we're gonna be going.
Fans of the show.
Gonna be going to Daytona, seeing the new cars. That's the main reason we want to go.
Yeah.
Is seeing the new cars, and it's a dual race on a weeknight. There's gonna be nobody. There's gonna be nobody there. Yeah. I'm gonna be filming. I'm gonna be filming content, and it's gonna be great. So
I can't wait to get my 1:30-second TikTok video from Davey. It's gonna be great.
Well, here's the thing. For myself, because I'm a bag guy this year, I've bought some things for my bag, such as 2 battery chargers.
Oh.
So I will be able to do content. I'll be able to do it. It won't be good.
I like this. 2022 means that we're getting serious about JTN, so that's why you want to make sure you're subscribed right here on JTN 2.
2022, the year of the JTN vlog. Bristol's up.
Hey.
He's going to the vet later this week.
Good. Needs to get a checkup?
He's got some funky stuff going on.
No.
Oh, actually, I gotta show you something real quick. I was gonna wear.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoot out of the way so you can see Bristol a little bit.
Just knocked over an empty Red Bull can. We're good. Nice I didn't spill anything. So I had to go pick up my parents' dog Kuma from the groomer.
From the pound.
And she is a Shiba Inu. And if you know anything about Shiba Inus, they shed like crazy.
Yeah, do you want to see my socks?
Well, so she gets a literal distinct hairline down her back in the summer when she sheds. And she's also old, so she has a bad hip, so I had to pick her up to put her in my car. And I was going to wear my fast hoodie, except the amount of dog hair that came off when I picked her up, you can't really see on my camera, pretty much ruined this hoodie. So I didn't get to wear this one today.
So
sad.
I know you don't have the dog, obviously. What was it, Kuma?
Kuma, yeah.
Obviously Kuma is not in your household, but there's these dryer sheets that I've actually had pretty decent success with keeping, because he's a golden, so he sheds like crazy, and I've had pretty decent success that they kind of, I don't know, it's something, they make it so your clothes don't get as staticky. Aww.
It's Kuma, and that's my license plate. So there you go.
Do I need to block that out?
Nice one.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Okay, cool. They can look it up if they really want to, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, Matthew lives in Northern California. We never would have guessed that about everything about him.
I thought you lived in Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, real.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Capital.
Do you have a UGF Pandas hoodie on?
I do.
I love it.
I have the Tomadamo jersey T-shirt also, except it's shrunk in the wash, so it's just total schmedium.
You gotta hang it.
Yeah, I gotta put it in like a frame or something.
Yeah.
So
that's what we need to do here. We need to make JTNU, and we'll get we'll get Noah. Who else could we get for JTNU?
Who plays NCAA? I don't know.
I
think Hoang does.
Darren.
We should get Ryan. Ryan would be good for a university. We could get a college football podcast going.
Yeah, there you go.
Ryan would be good. Hoang would be good. Noah would be good. Yeah.
Dewey watches a lot of college too, so
Dewey just does a lot of stuff.
he just watches a lot of sports.
He just does a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
That guy, man, that person.
That's a man.
Dewey is something, but Dewey's like
he's an individual.
Dewey's like surprisingly impressive sometimes though with all the stuff that he knows. Like he just knows and remembers so much.
Dude, he is the unsung hero of Oofsides. Like he posts. Like that server we have for that is usually kind of dead. Every single news tweet he posts in there, and then he compiles it all into lists for the shows when we record. So,
dude, he
just started doing it. So
he's really good at that. I'm sure whatever he does as an occupation is going to include that or does include that.
Hope that history degree works out well for him. Isn't that what he's doing? I thought that's what he was doing.
I don't know if he is. He's working for somebody right now, like labeling like racing photographs or something, and like building like a database of stuff. So it's like right up his alley.
Yeah, it is.
I wish I did something cool like that.
Mr. Spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Dewey Spreadsheet Shram.
I'm gonna start calling him that during broadcast.
Matt, I need you to change his USRL server nickname to Spreadsheet Shram.
All right. Right now it's corn withdrawals, so hang on, let me fix that.
Oh, the places you'll go.
Doing that. Welcome to the Fake Racers podcast. My name is Davey Hazard. Over there we have.
I'm Joe.
Joe Tawansky.
Yep, that's it. And Matthew Steelman down below.
Messing with our friends, we have Matthew Steelman.
That's me. I already forgot the OBJ quote, so I screwed it up.
I'm him.
I'm him. Yeah.
God, man, I knew the joke. I knew it. I knew the joke.
In my defense, I'm very stupid.
This is gonna make it, Matt. All this nonsense is gonna make us clash.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. Hey, now that you mentioned Clash, this past weekend was the Clash at the LA Coliseum. Believe it or not,
it was indeed.
And I'm trying to make sure that like people could see Bristol because
I was gonna say, I was like, you're barely in the frame right now.
Yeah, but like, who's more
Joe's
important?
Laying down in his chair. For our audio
listeners
who do not give a crap about any of this.
We're gonna
holy moly!
We're gonna do this podcast, but we're gonna have like the most open real estate on the screen possible, so we're all just like this the whole time.
And then it's just me. I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, Joe's moving so you can see his dog, and I'm like, look at all this laundry I haven't folded in like 2 weeks. All right.
And then it's me.
Oh
wow, this is the most scuffed podcast we've ever done.
My heart is melting right now.
What the hell are you doing, Joe?
This is so scuffed.
Look at the worried look on his face.
Bristol is.
He's like, Dad,
Bristol's
please
pissed. He's pissed
show.
That he's gonna have to edit this, bro.
Yeah. He's like, do you realize how the hours I slave for this?
I work so hard for this podcast.
I have to spend literal minutes editing this. Yeah. For those listening, he's petting the dog right now.
Yeah, we were a little mesmerized by the dog pets.
I'm gonna have to do. Joe, did you see that video edit I made of like all the guys in the sports bar, and it's the video of the rabbit, and the rabbit flops over, and then they all start cheering? I need to do that edit, but it's like you putting out your hand, and they're like, oh, and then when Bristol shakes your hand, they're all just like, yeah. I'll have to send you that video after this. Anyway, the Clash was this weekend.
Clash.
Forgot we're doing a show.
We are. Believe it or not.
We are.
Where's the thing to make this chair sit up? Holy crap.
I don't know. It's your chair.
There it is. All right. Ow.
Oh my god.
Thing slapped me. You know it's not good when your producer's already yawning.
Yeah.
Don't say the word yawn, bro.
Honestly, this show really did go off the rails as soon as I showed up.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I think it's better now.
So I listen to the old episodes and I'm like, man, they're like really precise about things and cool. And now I'm here and
you're just an agent of chaos in all of this.
A precipitous drop in quality.
Drop in quality, but increase in fun.
Yeah. Is that the Clash? Because it was actually a really good race. Let's be honest.
The heat races delivered 100%.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I couldn't get over how much fun all that was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the heat races, right? We were lucky. I'm sorry. He's doing stuff he's not supposed to be doing. I'm about to put the cone on him. If he keeps looking like that, he can't be doing that.
Yeah, I missed the first 2 heat races because I was out doing something. I can't remember what I was doing.
Yeah, and you were supposed to be there like we agreed to in your JTN contract.
Okay, well, Blaine... Okay, first off.
JTN contract, I don't know.
My roommate Adam, I'm throwing you under the bus right now for this.
Hey, remember when you signed that piece of paper?
Like, the 6 times I was like, hey, do you want to go to Clash? And he's like, yeah, we should go. My girlfriend's family lives down there. And then I was like, cool, how many tickets do we need to buy? And he's like, I'll ask. And I never got an answer. So I was like, awesome. I guess we're not going.
Our very own Tommy Bordeaux was there.
Yeah, I know. It would have been cool to meet up with Tommy. But...
Friend of the show, Tommy Bordeaux.
Not friend of the show. He was literally on the show.
Yeah.
Nope, friend of the show.
Right,
disqualified co-host Tommy Bordeaux. Yeah, no, the 2 heats I did see were good. Todd Gill and just junking Eric Almirola was kind of weird.
That was a lot.
Yeah,
that was a lot.
So there's definitely
was that the heat
most.
That he did that?
Was it?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Oh, was it the?
It was one of the.
I thought it was the
LCQ.
The
well, they're all heats at the end of the day.
No, LCQs are different.
They're the same thing. A certain amount of drivers make it into the show.
Actually, I think it was the LCQ because he almost took out both Stuart Haas cars in one clean sweep doing that. I remember that because he punted Almirola,
and then Harvick was right there.
Yeah, and then he almost hit Harvick. No, actually, it was the LCQ. Yep.
Yeah, it was the first one.
So, yeah.
It was the non-Ty Dillon one.
Yeah. At the time, we were like, man, that was overly aggressive. Little did we know.
But to turn into the heat races, 25 laps was, I think, a lot of people saying that those races should have been a little bit longer. I thought 25 was perfect. Probably
for heat races.
Yeah, right. I don't know. It would have been cool, and I'm glad that they didn't do this because this might be something that's a little more selfish. But with the way the crowd came in, and it probably made a lot of people worried because NASCAR fans, for some reason, are worried about attendance when we really shouldn't be. Because it doesn't matter. Guess what? Attendance doesn't matter in the current sports landscape. No one. Look at baseball. Baseball can barely get 10,000 people in their games. I think I'm coming. Okay, yeah. Baseball can only get like 10,000 people in games. Like, come on. 1,000 NASCAR fans is pretty good. Anyways, so the big thing was that the heats, in terms of grandstands, looked a little weird because everything wasn't filled in because, LA and people were fashionably late as they are in LA, and I'm sure parking and getting around was probably pretty tough.
I have seen people on Twitter say that they did not advertise that the heat started at 3.
That sounds about right.
Yep, that does sound about right. They advertised that the event started at 6, and actually,
which I mean it did technically.
Technically, it did, but a lot of people probably were. I saw some people on Twitter talk about how they were confused. Mm-hmm. That they didn't see any of the heats or anything like that.
One of the reasons I bet they did that is because they're chasing after a new crowd, and like I can totally see them just getting,
burnt out.
By the time the LCQs roll around, and they're like, all right, we've seen enough.
Yeah,
they wanted people to stick around for the main event. So,
and plus I think the people that like really cared, like the NASCAR fans that were already fans, probably already were there for those.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like, don't forget, too, that the main event was originally supposed to be an FS1 broadcast, and the heats and LCQ were supposed to be Fox. So just don't forget that in all of this. But, no, the heats were good, right? The pole sitter won each heat. I mean, whatever. There were a couple good moments, like Chase Briscoe went from 7th to 2nd or 3rd in, like, 2 laps. Yeah. Dive bombing people, that was pretty cool. I forget which one Eric Jones was in, but the battle with him, and I think it was Bowman, and there's someone else in there was really good.
I think that one was Heat 3 because I didn't see Bowman's Heat, but I did see the one that Jones was in, and he was just dive bombing people like crazy. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Still not the worst driver at Petty GMS. And yeah, so I mean the heats delivered. The LCQs were crazy. We talked about it last week that there were going to be some big names left out. I think we kind of handicapped Alex Bowman as probably being one of them, and he ended up being through. I believe he was involved in the incident though. So
he was really fast, but he was the guy just getting used up every single restart, pretty much.
Thanks, Ty Dillon.
And then like it was like the third to last restart or something like that. He restarted second on the outside, and that was the one where Ty Dillon just like punted both 2311 cars into each other, and I think that's the one that wrecked Kurt Busch, and it also sent Alex Bowman up the hill. And then when Austin Cindric got dumped, Bowman was the one who got punted into the outside wall and destroyed his suspension, and that's why he didn't even finish it.
Yeah.
So
Bowman was out. Brad Keselowski was just slow. Not a great opening weekend for RFK because both cars missed, and a Rick Ware car got in.
Part of my defense for Ty Dillon is pretty much everyone in that second LCQ was an absolute wrecking ball. Brad Keselowski is not a part of that because he literally couldn't be because he was too slow.
Yeah. He did get punted into, I think, Landon Castle at one point. He got used
literally too
as
slow.
the wrecking ball. Yeah.
So freaking slow. And he was slow in practice, and he was slow in qualifying. And, people... Okay, here's the thing. People are out there like, oh, maybe it wasn't Ryan Newman's fault that the 6 was slow. Was anyone ever saying that? No.
No.
It's just Brad Keselowski is probably a better driver right now than Ryan Newman. So let's just put that out there into the world. But yeah,
Truex was terrible too. Like he got so much crap for skipping out on the second LCQ because he clinched already, and then they tore up literally every car in the LCQ, and I was like, that might have been a good idea.
Yeah, Harrison Burton ended up winning that, and he got punted by Ty at one point in that race.
Ryan Preece won the second LCQ.
Yeah.
Ryan Preece
that
won
should tell you all you
LCQ.
need to know that Ryan Preece won in a Rick Ware car.
Let's talk about Ty Dillon.
Let's talk about
Ty Dillon. When I say he drove through the field multiple times, I mean he literally drove through them
and to the front.
There was a period where there was like 6 cautions in a row where he caused literally every single, or was involved in every single one of them, and he got all the way to the front and then jumped to restart, had to drop all the way to the back.
Oh my god!
Drove all the way to the front again,
and then jumped the restart as the leader,
and then jumped the last restart and got after he had
as
punted,
the leader.
In a weird
Harrison
way,
Burton.
In a weird way, it's almost commendable. Because, I mean, the man did make it through the field twice on a track like that. And, of course, he's moving people out of the way. But, like, so is everyone else to get by anyone at that track. So, like, what are you going to do?
And he was quick.
He was fast.
The petty cars were quick.
That's the problem. I think that's the problem some people are having with it. And I understand is, like, he kind of... Not that he would have done what he did without contact. But he almost didn't have to be as much of a wrecking ball as he was to get close or make the show.
Yeah.
He almost did. There was almost no need.
It was like he wasn't even trying to just like. I mean, you kind of had to dive bomb people and bump them to get out of the way, but he was just bonsaiing people and just punting people like the whole race. And it was like, dude, you could do this on speed. Like, chill out.
And if there's any race that is going to happen, it's the Clash. If he shows up to Martinsville and he's doing the same thing, I'm going to have a much bigger problem with it.
That 400 lap Martinsville race.
Yeah, 400.
Who was it who wrecked Cindric? I can't even remember who turned him.
Wasn't it Castle?
Ooh, I think it
Landon
was.
Castle was also a wrecking ball.
Yeah, because Castle wasn't good.
Because Ty was in that race, so no one's going to talk about Landon Castle being a wrecking ball. And Landon Castle's wholesome or something. I don't know.
Oh, it was Bubba who dumped him. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh
yeah,
that's right. Bubba. Oh, Cindric was in the first one, wasn't he?
No, they were in the last one.
Oh yeah, Bubba finished second, and then Harrison was third.
Yeah. So it was originally Ty Dillon, Preece, and Bubba took the 3 spots, and then
Bubba was slow.
Yeah, he would get to the front, and then as soon as he got out front, he kind of just forgot what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then Burton was initially the last guy or the first guy out, and then Ty Dillon's penalty bumped Burton in, which was some karmic justice because he was only back there because Ty Dillon dumped him.
TV also didn't mention Ty Dillon being out and disqualified until like
half an hour later.
Yeah, which was partly because of the concert, but
yeah, they did like all the post race stuff, and the reports were coming out on Twitter, and then they went to commercial for super long, and we were all like, well. This is gonna suck when they come back.
Yeah, and they came back to like a scripted segment for like another 5 to 10 minutes, and then finally told us what happened. It was insane. It was just like wow.
Just
Anyway,
flashing
I
along
thought
the
I thought
bottom.
all the qualifying events were fun to watch. Even the
Oh,
even
yeah.
the Wreckfest one was like, at least this is entertaining. Like at
I was
least this is like
laughing.
funny. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, it was hilarious.
I haven't
Even a
laughed that
couple
hard at a
times.
NASCAR race in a while.
There were a couple times when like they were on Kurt Busch's in car on like replays. Like, there was one time where he dumped someone, and you could see him smiling. You could see him laughing in the helmet. It was just you could just tell that it was like it was a decent amount of fun. You know.
One of the other big takeaways too was that LCQ showed how durable this new car is, because not a single person cut down a tire, not a single person, bumped somebody and blew up the radiator like the old Gen 6. Yes, there was still some attrition, but you could actually make contact and you didn't have to worry about looking at your car wrong and cutting down a tire.
Instead of making a weird face, I'm going to say what Joe probably wants to say, which is yes and no.
Yeah.
Because it seems like while it can take the minimal contact a lot better, it seems like it tears the corners off way easier.
It takes the bad contact a lot harder, which was
Yeah.
did we all remember those reports back in the summer about that
Yeah.
those things?
Yeah.
And well, I mean, we'll talk about it.
Justin
We'll talk
Haley's
about
car was destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not expect the car to have
Alex
that much
Bowman.
damage.
Alex Bowman did not hit the wall that hard for the right front suspension to be destroyed on that car.
Yeah. Which I think part of it is
Cindric had a hard hit too.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of, obviously because it's the big inspiration for the car, but how Aussie V8 supercars, they can beat and bang, but if they just hit the wall, it destroys the suspension, because there's no, when you look at the old Gen 6, the tires are pretty set in from the chassis and they're designed to be that stiff, but now that they've gone for kind of a more sports car approach to it, there's a lot more things to break really easily.
Yeah. And for that matter, it's the same kind of in like IMSA, where like, you can see the cars make a lot of contact and not a lot happens. But when one of those cars, sends it into the fence, they rip a corner off,
Yeah.
It's kind of really similar. And I think I saw Bozzy tweet something to that effect as well on Monday.
I will say when we get to Justin Haley, there is a really interesting point that I saw somebody say about that.
Yeah,
So.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I know there's a lot of, some of the mechanical stuff, right? The throttles, the transaxle, all these different issues. That's mechanical stuff. I'm not going to, throw my hands up and cry about it right now. Something like that happens in the middle of a pack at Daytona during the 500. Might be a little more easy to throw my hands up and say, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah, I heard a few people, including Bozzy, also say like,
that won't happen because they're not going to be as hard and blah, 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 blah.
Well, yeah. The aggression that the cars are going through this weekend are like the aggressions are like it's like rather excessive.
It's vigorous.
Yeah.
There's always going to be teething troubles with a new car.
Oh,
I mean, if you go back to when the COT debuted, the door foam kept catching on fire. So, like, there's going to be these issues that they'll work out in time. So
that's, believe it or not, that's not that hard of a thing to. Never mind. You know what? Not gonna go there. Because I don't know. I don't know everything surrounding that.
Listen, just send them on another sled test. Take a sled. Take the car.
Guys, Calvin and Hobbes aren't doing anything. Get them on their sled. And...
So Joey Logano ends up winning the main event. I
can't believe that dude thought that's what that was.
We're gonna move on. Joey Logano wins the main event. But it didn't come without a little bit of
take a shot every time that comes up.
Didn't come without a little bit of trials and tribulations for some of these guys.
Yeah.
Two guys who had strong runs that have nothing to show for it: Tyler Reddick and Justin Haley. Haley, we kind of discussed a little bit of what happened, which I think that was a really dumb moment from Kyle Larson.
Let's go to Tyler Reddick first. Reddick first. So Reddick led 50-something laps, drove right by Kyle Busch. Everyone was like, "Oh, Kyle Busch gonna win." Tyler Reddick drove right by. Mind you, I had money on Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, Justin Haley, and also a fly. Well, Justin Haley was the flyer. It was $1. It was $1 on each of them, so don't worry. Didn't bet the house. But at one time, I had 4 of the top 5 because I also had Daniel Suarez, and I was.
How many shots can you get and none of them hit? Oh my god.
4 of the top 5, 30 laps into the race, none of them won. And I made this. Awesome. I made this bet Sunday morning. So this was before the heats and everything. Anyways.
Oh my gosh.
So the Tyler Reddick thing, it just I think that was the transaxle one, right?
Yeah.
Hamlin also had an issue with the power steering or the steering belt or something with the.
Yeah, he lost the belt for the power steering pump, and then it's overheated and spit all the fluid out, and he basically lost all steering because driving rack and pinion without power steering turns out is really difficult.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you know?
Yeah.
So Hamlin was out too. I didn't have that in our show sheet, but then the Justin Haley thing. Okay, so I've heard this argument, and we have a Kyle Larson fan here.
I mean, I'm not going to defend Kyle Larson.
I know you're not going to defend him, but that was one of the most over dramatic things I have seen out of somebody.
Yeah,
on a racetrack.
It was a lot.
Short track, even. I mean, not as bad as what was the one over the winter where the guy just absolutely like flipped the guy down into turn one. The truck's somewhere down in Florida, I think.
Yeah, it was. I
think it was at Snowball.
It was one of the pre-races.
Yeah.
It was one of the like support races for Snowball, but yeah.
And it wasn't that bad. But this is a guy that is your defending series champion. Who is not known to do things like this, which I think people are like, oh, that's not him, that's blah, 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 blah. But to put a guy into a concrete barrier, so all those drivers knew, that inside wall was concrete. What are they called?
Jersey barriers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I mean, he was gonna run him down there until he was down there. Like, you saw him pull back, but that's, that point, you know where he's going. Know where he's going.
Yeah, I like you're saying, it's very un-Kyle Larson to see him race like that. And I like the only thing I can think of is like he and Haley ran around each other all race. So like the only thing I can think of was Haley had just been beating the heck out of his back bumper for the whole race, and then he finally just decided that was enough. But it was just weird because it's just you don't see that out of Kyle Larson. Like Kyle Larson is kind of a pushover most of the time.
And then he went right back to that too. 2 laps later, after the restart, went right back to letting people by, not racing.
Yeah, Kyle Busch got under him and he raced him clean.
He just went GG. Okay, whatever.
It was hilarious too because it happened as they were interviewing Haley, and he like pointed it out as it was happening, basically. So
I think a small part of that is also, he doesn't really race with Justin Haley all that much, and when it's people that you don't know on the racetrack, you do race them with a little bit less respect because, frankly, you feel like you don't need to.
I understand that, but that is the dumbest racer thing in the world.
I know. I agree. I'm just saying what I imagine the reason could be.
Well, I'm not going to race you. I'm going to put your life at risk because I don't know who you are. Like, what? Okay.
I mean, this guy said the N-word on a live stream. Do we think he has the best judgment?
No, fair enough. Brought up a good point.
Can't argue with that.
Dragging up some good points, should say. Digging them up. Yeah, I don't know. I know, Matthew, what were you going to say? Just that wreck looked worse because of...
Oh, well, not the wreck, but the damage, because, like we were mentioning, they're Jersey barriers, and you can see them move when he hits. So he more than likely hits the blunt end of one of them, and that's why it rips the whole left front off the car. So... yeah, probably if somebody hits the wall with that angle, like at a normal safer barrier, you're probably not going to see that kind of damage. Because I was like, oh man, he hit hard, and then they showed the car, and I was like, how did he get that much damage? And then when they showed the replay, I was like, oh, it's Jersey barriers, that's why.
Yeah, so. No, I imagine that. It's like a very interesting like kind of subversion of your expectations, given how much the cars were beating and banging on each other all day and seemingly taking those hits. It was just like, wow, that car is like, they've been destroying each other all day, and now it's like actually destroyed. I think it was just a little shocking, mostly. And going back to the Kyle Larson thing, massive overreaction by Kyle. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So hopefully it's not a recurring thing with him, but that remains to be seen. I imagine it won't. So I imagine he's got, a phone call from Justin Haley. So we'll see about that.
I think he should have called Justin Haley. But anyways, another incident. Ryan Bling threw his Hans device. Still no video of it. Have we gotten a video of it yet?
Somehow.
Still no video of it.
Matt said he had an important question. I feel like I have a more important question about this this Hans device throw.
So he throws the Hans device, right? Which means he's out of the car. He has all of his gear off, which implies that the car's wrecked. But then when they go back green, he's still on the lead lap and he's back in the car. So is it the same Hans device, or did they have to get him a new one? Because I feel like if you throw yours at something, it's not safe to use anymore.
I think those things are pretty good. I think those things are pretty sturdy if you throw them. They're not like big devices, nor are they overly heavy. So like
a carbon fiber now too, right?
Yeah,
if you throw one, it's just gonna bounce around a little bit. It's probably fine.
Yeah, it's just funny because then you have to think about somebody from the team or the safety crew had to run out onto the track to grab it and then bring it, and then Ryan had to go, who has my Hans device? I need to get back in the car because I can still race. So he's like, what happened? He's like, I threw it. So
here's my question. Everyone's asking for video of the Kyle Larson Hans device throw.
Ryan Blaney.
And my question, the Ryan Blaney, my apologies. The Ryan Blaney Hans device throw. Everyone's like, how is there no video of this? There's no video. How did no one in the stands capture video of the Ryan Blaney Hans device throw? And my question is, why do you want to see it? It probably just bounced off his car. We got the good part where he jumped up and over the thing and at the wall and was looking for him. The throw after that was probably like some sissy throw that looked dainty as hell because it's a Hans device, and it probably bounced off the car and ended up at the bottom of the racetrack. Why do we want to see a video of it?
If Ryan Blaney was a real tough guy, he would have thrown his helmet.
Cares?
I do like
Tony.
Freaking cares.
I like the logic of the person who did catch it on film because they're like, oh my god, Ryan Blaney just jumped over the wall. All right. And just stopped filming mid-incident.
Another thing, I saw some people asking about it because usually once you get out of the car, you're done for the race. I guess, something exhibition event, something. He got back in the car because he was allowed to.
And that doesn't bother me at all.
No, it doesn't. Whatever. Now, if he would have affected the race and won the race.
If you ask Nick Bromberg, I bet he would have a huge problem.
Go back to 2003, run the Clash.
Back in 2003, when he got out of the car in the Clash and threw his Hans device, he wasn't allowed in the race. Curious. Shut the
Oh,
Joe,
God.
Don't do it.
Joe,
Don't do it.
Timestamp. Timestamp.
Please don't do it.
Timestamp. Nick Bromberg, shut the fuck up. God damn.
Yeah, bing bong. There we go.
Jesus Christ.
That one's not a diecast because I agree, but
yeah.
Well, I'm not doing the diecast this season. Did I tell you? Joe? Did I tell Joe?
No,
Joe,
what
Joe,
happened?
Joe.
Did something happen to your car?
Did I tell you I got one of them.
Oh, you got the Suarez car.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
They finally came.
Now I gotta do a diecast review. I don't know how to do them, but I'm not gonna take any advice. I'm just gonna film a diecast review.
Just watch mine.
It's really good.
I'm not. No.
Thanks for
I'm
watching.
not. I'm not doing any research on how to do any of them. I'm gonna do one of my own.
Okay. I trust you. I think.
You probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I know I shouldn't, but I'm gonna. What was I gonna say?
Before you say that, can I go on a quick tangent about diecast reviews?
Oh God.
Joe, did you happen to watch my channel back in the day when I used to do this?
Dude, no.
Okay.
I didn't.
I'm just curious. I'm not saying like how could you? I'm just wondering.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Matthew Steelman, Dale
wow,
88 Rocks.
You're not a real Makita Truck Series fan. I see how it is.
I don't have 1,800 subscribers on YouTube. I only have a measly 900.
Neither do I. I only have 1,600.
I don't have 1,600.
Hashtag humble brag. I used to do back in like 2014 and 2015 when I started collecting again was when Lionel had that really infamous phase of garbage diecasts.
Oh yeah, the PTC molds.
I have a Ryan Newman car where the passenger door numbers are printed upside down.
Yeah, it's the Wix Filters car.
Yep. I did a series of angry diecast reviews.
In one of my stop motions, it won. Didn't realize the number was upside down until after I filmed it. I was like,
But I did a series of angry diecast reviews where I just like tore them apart, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Don't buy this!" And then I ended up stopping doing them, and somebody asked me why. They're like, "Why don't you do anymore?" And I was like, I kind of just stopped buying bad diecasts because I basically came up with my own guide, and then I was like, "Oh, this one looks bad. I'm just not going to buy it." And then I was like, "Well, now I don't have content."
let me tell you, the one thing that they have done really well, in my opinion, in the last 5 years is getting back into Walmarts and Targets and those stores with the NASCAR Authentics, because I'm trying to get one off the wall. Like, this is $5, right? Sick package. Yeah. You can hang it on the wall. You can open it. You got a little sticker or a magnet. This one has a sticker. I mean, they're perfect. You can just put them all over your wall. They're great.
Yeah.
But you can also go to circlediecast.com now and use code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. Help support JTN.
To bring back the vibe.
Go back to Eric Jones.
Let's talk about the vibe.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk about it. So Jones in his post race said Bling brake checked him off at Ford, then he dumped him. Whatever. I really don't care. I was just glad to see Eric Jones actually stick up for himself for once if he thought he was wrong.
Also, this feud isn't gonna last past like yesterday. So
also Eric Jones got put into the wall at Talladega in 2020 in the race that he should have won and probably could have kept his Joe Gibbs ride by Ryan Blaney.
Shut up.
Just putting that out there into the world.
Seemed like it was a fun atmosphere at the Clash.
Yeah.
DJ Ski was going ham.
DJ Ski was going ham on those cautions.
He was at the Michigan Ohio State game in November, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Oh, football. The attendance was really good by the end of the
50,000, right? North 50,000
by the main event.
Something like that, yeah.
By the main event, the attendance looked pretty good. Obviously,
more attendance than a USC football game, so that's pretty good.
Incredible. Obviously, we talked about the heats not looking as filled out in the stands, but
red seats don't help.
A more or less filled up Coliseum for the main event was pretty cool to see for a NASCAR race. I was very impressed. My dad was impressed.
The people bringing up how many tickets did they give to USC students need to shut up because they at least showed up.
Yeah, I was about to say, who cares?
Yeah, there's people in the stands. Whatever.
Who cares?
Stop caring about attendance.
Stop gatekeeping the thing that you want to be more popular.
Who cares if NASCAR wasted a bunch of money? Was it cool? Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah.
Move on.
They waste a ton of money every time they go to Daytona and Talladega.
It's just NASCAR actually had to pay for it this time.
Yeah.
As an event, it looks like something that I would really want to attend.
Yeah.
It looked like a lot of fun. The race day atmosphere was obviously a lot of fun. I'd love to see it transformed a little bit into like more of a NASCAR fest with like the practice day having some stuff going on, you know. It seemed like it was kind of dead except for race day, which like I feel like could change and could help a little bit.
So
it's okay.
I want to piggyback on that real quick.
Okay.
Because I think that's what NASCAR's trying to go for here moving forward with the 15-minute, 30-minute practice qualifying, trying to condense race weekends more to save money, but in the grand scheme of things, start to try to not dilute their product as much as they have in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like having more practice and stuff, and I understand and like what you're saying. I don't know if it works for this event though, because I don't know if you saw, but like parking was $100.
Oh jeez.
Well, I'm not saying like that. I'm personally not saying they need more sessions and more racing stuff going on, but like more NASCAR related stuff going on the day before.
More of like an incentive to actually show up.
Not necessarily on track product, but like things to do. Like,
yeah.
You know, like I feel like when I show up, yeah. Like I feel like when I show up to like the midway at like Charlotte Daytona, there's like a bunch of stuff to do, and if you just piggybacked off of that a little bit for the fact that it's like the opening of the season, it's a Clash, it's a big deal, it's in LA, like have the drivers like making appearances and stuff before practice, which I'm sure maybe they were doing, but like, go ahead, what? Let's hear it.
Just the whole...
I don't like it because it's different.
No, the whole driver appearance thing. It seems like drivers are more and more reluctant these days to do those things.
Well,
even before COVID.
Screw them. I love the fact that the drivers want to just show up and drive, but at the end of the day, that makes you boring. That makes you Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott is boring.
Makes you William Byron.
Shout out to Michael Waltrip trying to repeatedly make that a bit, and Chase was just like, yeah. Every time.
Like Michael Waltrip doing his best to have any sort of content at all, and Chase Elliott's just like, I'm gonna watch him.
And it was funny because like he did interviews with other drivers, and they were all like personable and funny. And then like we know who Chase Elliott is. He's quiet. He's not a very talkative dude. Like Kyle Larson's the same way. But it's like maybe get the drivers who have tons of personality. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the drivers are boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe okay. I will correct it, Joe. Make the drivers that people should care about do driver appearances and and events and stuff.
You know who was a really good appearance that I figured would be a really good appearance and stuff to go see, but I was blown away by how good of an appearance.
Here.
Tyler
Was
Reddick.
it Riley Herbst?
No, he was bad. Yeah, you guys remember that episode? It was not
that's
good.
what I was referencing.
It was.
Yep.
He was generic race car driver for like an hour
What's
and a
your
half.
favorite
It felt
track?
like.
The next one.
Shout out to me predicting what his Instagram bio was.
No, but Tyler Reddick was really, really good, and that's a guy that's really good behind the wheel, and I think has a lot to gain with next gen. RCR as a whole seemed to do really good this weekend. You look at how good Colleague did, Petty did really well. They're kind of all in that wheelhouse. Colleague more than Petty now at this point with the GMS thing, but
Tyler Reddick was never like a bad driver or anything, but the Tyler Reddick renaissance at the end of last season, and I'm hoping the beginning of this one, has been just incredible to watch. I'm so happy that he's finding speed in the 8 car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Agreed.
It's good stuff. I think that does it for Clash things.
Does it? I mean, okay, so
I haven't even mentioned who won.
Joey Logano, we did.
Joey Logano won.
We mentioned
cares.
it in like passing. Yeah, Joey Logano
Nobody
dominated
cares.
the second half.
I have my Team Penske
Kyle
hat
Busch-
on, and I don't care.
Yeah, Kyle Busch ran him down, burned up his tires, and couldn't get there.
Probably should have put a bumper to him with like 4 or 5 to go, but wanted to wait.
I was really frustrated watching Kyle Busch, his onboard, because you could visually see that Logano was kind of diamonding the corner, so he was turning it down across the paint on the inside to get that more straight run.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle wasn't doing that, and I'm sitting there like backseat driving from my couch. I'm like, Kyle, please, for the love of God, just copy his line. He's just driving away from you on exit. I can see it happening at home. Come on. I was so frustrated.
Last couple notes. Attendance was really good. We said that, but also viewership on TV, 5th best in the last last year's races.
But
and
what
this
was 2003?
Shut up, Nick Bromberg. That dude, I don't know. I guess because he writes for Yahoo and nobody uses Yahoo anymore. That's probably how he still gets to write about NASCAR professionally.
He just tells them that he goes to the races,
which he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Because nobody likes it.
That's like something. Quick tangent. That's something very underrated in the motorsports industry that people need to work on if they want to be in motorsports. Is you have to be likable. Like people have to like you.
Am I likable?
You have to be likable. Yeah, Joe, you're likable.
Yeah.
But you have to be likable. And I find no likable redeeming qualities about Nick Bromberg. I'm sorry. I'm sure he has some as a guy. I'm sure like Nick Bromberg the guy is fine. But Nick Bromberg, the Yahoo NASCAR guy, is insufferable, and I understand why he doesn't go to races because no one likes him.
Yeah.
He's like the nostalgia critic of NASCAR reporters.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Nick
I don't know how he got famous and nobody really likes him.
Nick Bromberg, David Land.
I muted David Land on Twitter the other day. I just got sick of seeing his dumb
here's the thing.
Is every once in a while he makes good takes. You
know? Land does too. Like these guys, they make good takes every now and they're good to have on your radar. But it's just it's the negativity.
The dumb, yeah. There's a couple. I don't want to call people out, but there's a couple people in the sim racing community too, where I'm like, I like to have their tweets filtered through other people before they get to me, because I tried following them for like a week and I wanted to. No, it's not you. I actually follow you. But it's like somebody that I followed for like a week and I was like, this is insufferable, and then I unfollowed them, and then the tweets that I see that have already been filtered by my friends who follow them, top notch.
Yeah,
I can think of a few people who are like that for me.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But I guess that's the Clash, right?
Is what it is.
Yeah, I was a big fan.
I enjoyed it. Want to do it again.
Can't wait. Yeah. I was thinking about like the logistics of doing this every year, and part of me was like, man, it almost seems like they should just like pave it and then put grass over the top of it. But then it's like, no, because the LA Coliseum's a natural grass field and you can't do that. So
and like
it'll be shin splints all day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with them doing this for another year or two, maybe. But then you got to move it. You got to like move it around. If you're gonna do this stadium thing, move it. Right. Keep it fresh every couple of years.
The problem with that though is the LA Coliseum has a way bigger floor space.
I understand that.
Somebody did point out Olympic Stadium up in Montreal has a similar floor space. We could
How
do
are they
it
going to
indoor.
do that in February? Oh, it's indoor.
Yeah, it's a retractable roof, so maybe.
You could in theory do it in other stadiums, though it's just the track would be a little bit shorter, which okay, you shorten up the field a little bit. 10 cars wasn't too busy on that track. So
Yeah.
just something to I know the space thing and stuff. You got at least have corners that the cars can get around. That is the main thing. Cars have to be able to get around the corner. You can do it.
Yep.
They raced in Soldier Field at one point, so
Yeah,
Chicago
Soldier Field's
February race.
Well, I was gonna say, unfortunately, Soldier Field's interior is much smaller now. So
Yeah, well, we'll just change it.
yeah, tear down new Soldier Field because it sucks anyway. So
McCaskies are going to do it anyways in a couple of years here.
anyway,
right,
Clash, very good.
Clash, very good. Now it's time to do some tier maker stuff because we totally did a transition from the Clash stuff to this tier maker stuff. My hands
doing it
backwards.
all live, one take.
One take.
One take, baby. One take.
There was not a
The
cut
1917 of NASCAR podcasts. Let's go.
So Davey's on the controls here.
I'm at the helm.
Davey's at the helm.
So really, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, this could go. This could go one of two ways: very bad or very good.
Yeah.
So this is our tier maker. We did this last year, start in like the off season because we didn't know what else to do, and they were popular.
Episode did well.
The episode did well. This one probably won't do as well. But we're gonna cross our fingers and hope to die. Did I say that? I think I did. But
anyway, Ross Chastain is our first driver up. Do we
um,
get numerical order? Also, real quick, I skipped ahead as a joke. I do want to say, the tier list. I made this tier list. I kind of made it drivers that I think number one, drivers that are confirmed to be driving multiple cup races in 2022, and then also drivers that are worth talking about. So if your driver isn't here, like Landon Castle isn't here, that's gonna be a problem. Just kidding. Landon Castle is here. I just like messing with Landon Castle fans. But
I was gonna say it's getting really personal.
But yeah, like Loris Hezemans and Hezimans and Jacques Villeneuve and JJ Yaley. They are not worth talking about. I don't think there's anything for them in the future of NASCAR. Whereas the people here, for the most part, I think I kind of think they might have something. So anyway, we're gonna start with Ross Chastain for realsies this time.
Oh, this is tough. So, what do we put? C tier? I'm assuming is average, like nothing special, like field
C's
filler,
get
right?
degrees.
Yeah. So because I think Ross is an above average driver, so I would put him B tier.
Yep.
But
I agree. Thing is, too, as we go through this, where they're ranked in the order matters, too.
Yeah, so
remember that.
So like top of B tier will be the left.
Yeah, left to right.
And like for example, if we decide Austin Cindric is B tier but better than Ross Chastain, he would go to the left.
Which he is.
Which he is better than Ross Chastain. But do we consider him a B tier?
I don't put him in A tier.
I would put it. I mean, because
He's a
to me,
rookie.
Cindric in Cup is still an unproven commodity. So I'd almost put him C, like high C tier. Like I don't know, blank slate. We'll
He's
see.
still an Xfinity champion, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's your criteria, he'll be right there with Harrison Burton and Todd Gilliland. But do you really? Right? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I can't really say anything about him yet because I haven't seen them on a full racetrack. So.
I mean, we've seen Austin Cindric run some Cup races, and I think back to Road America, Kansas. He didn't do great, but things.
Yeah, he's always going to be good at the road courses, so it's kind of hard to.
I still put him ahead of Ross Chastain.
I'd put him. I think B tier ahead of Ross Chastain is right, in my opinion. Matt.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I'm in the minority here, so sure.
Davey, I need you to get closer to your mic, buddy.
Oh, damn it! My back hurts, man.
Just move your mic. You can hold it. You can hold it in one hand, and the mouse.
I don't want to. It would cause a lot of bumping around. I don't want to mess up the
bumbling and fumbling and stumbling.
Yeah. Austin Dillon.
This one's hard because he's gotten better in recent years.
I would, if he's going in B tier, I'm putting him ahead of those two. I would say that. He's a proven winner. nearly made the playoffs last year. He's made the playoffs before.
Probably should have made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
To be fair to him. Not even.
Thanks,
an Austin
Eric
Dillon guy.
Almirola.
Was flirting with top 10 in points all year. So,
I would agree. B tier again.
yeah.
This is a fun list.
This is really fun.
Everyone's gonna be B tier. Here's a guy that's probably not gonna be B tier. Kevin Harvick, right?
Yeah.
F. No.
He definitely.
Yeah.
He definitely fell off last year, but he's still Kevin Harvick, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Kevin
I mean,
Harvick.
even in an off year,
Still
it's
Kevin
hard to
Harvick.
put him other than low
Yeah.
S, high A
like,
tier.
like we say he had an off year, but really at the end of the season, like the Chase Elliott thing happened, but he was having a little resurgence at the end of the season. Like,
He should have won a couple races.
should have
too.
won at Bristol. Thanks, Chase.
Yeah.
yep.
I think Kansas was the other one that he ran second to Larson at the end of that race until Chase ran him down.
Maybe.
He was quite impressive at the end of last season, honestly.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott shenanigans aside.
And Stuart Haas as a whole had a bad year.
Yeah.
I'd stick him at A tier, but he'll probably end up being top of A tier.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's either low S tier or high A tier. Somewhere in that range.
We'll call it that. This one we don't have to discuss.
Agree.
probably S tier for Kyle Larson. I
Yeah.
think there's not
Yeah.
a lot of debate to be had there.
I'm saying this as a fan, but I'm trying to look at it unbiased, but Larson was the best driver on the grid last year. I don't think that's debatable.
Yeah.
So
We'll call it that.
This
Here's
is
going to be a fun one.
This is an
This one's gonna be
interesting
fun.
one because oh my god, were they awful?
This one's going to be a lot of fun.
yeah, they got outran by
Brad
both Rick
Keselowski,
Ware
by the way.
cars.
Brad
Like-
Keselowski.
But it's still Brad Keselowski,
Yeah.
and he's made every team that he's gone to better eventually.
Great play. He's a great driver in general, but legendary plate driver.
We'll probably win a
Uh,
plate race this year.
Will possibly win a plate race.
Still Roush.
Brad-
Plate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
bigger tapered
this
spacer
one-
race.
this one's tough, but he had a bad year last year, and he's not looking too hot so
So-
far this year.
His bad year was still top 8 in points, right? Like
Still good.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the crazy thing about it. Is like we
Still
talked
good.
about how bad Penske had been all year, and then they still almost put 3 cars in the Final Four.
so. With Keselowski, and this is something I'd still put him in A, but he's probably going to end up being the last guy in A.
Hmm.
Or you put him
Yeah.
at top of B. That's where I see him because I still see him as a better driver than Austin Dillon. I still see him as a better driver right now than Austin Cindric.
I think he's A tier solidly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think towards the tail end of A tier, not on his quality of a driver, but just on RFK's outlook on the season.
Yeah, and his
So.
recent results compared to a Kevin Harvick, for example,
Yeah.
is not as good as a Kevin Harvick. You know, so I think somewhere mid to end of A tier is fair.
Yeah.
Corey LaJoy,
This is the
hot
guy that's
commodity in a bad car.
Yeah, talking about other teams that sucked at the Clash, Spire was terrible too, and they've talked about how much they've been looking forward to this.
yeah. That was a little disappointing for Corey LaJoy.
He was bad.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad.
This is
That
one of
was
those.
bad.
He's one of those guys where you kind of handicap the car, right? And you talk about how well he performs in relation to the car and blah 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 blah. But honestly, if next gen is supposed to be this great equalizer, he didn't perform well with the car this past weekend. I mean,
Nope.
he had his couple runs last year. Daytona Road Course? He had that dust up with Chase Elliott, and that was probably his best. And then I think he ran top 10 at Darlington.
Darlington, he was running really well.
Yep.
Martinsville, he was running top 10 until a pit road crash. So I'd put him C tier because it kind of takes me back to what we were talking about when we were doing our kind of team preview is I think the next gen can level the playing field, but in the end, does Spire have the resources to jump up the grid? I think they can get closer, but I don't think they're going to move up, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
I
hard
think-
for me to put Corey above C, even if I do like him a lot.
Yeah, I think driver ability wise, he has all the talent in the world to rise above C tier. But the fact that he is held by his equipment, that's what we see. And so I think that makes it C tier, in my opinion. He'll probably end up in the
That-
middle of C tier.
Dan,
So
let's be honest. I
jury's
think
still
Landon
out.
Castle was a little more competitive than him at the Clash. Because Castle was kind of up in the mix at the back of the field, and Corey LaJoy was getting run away from. So it was
Fair
not a good
assessments.
performance.
Fair assessments. Stick him in C.
Yeah.
A guy on the rise, Tyler Reddick.
Well, I don't think he rises into A, but he's got to be ahead of his teammate, right? I mean,
Definitely ahead of his teammate.
Still hasn't won a cup race, which I think is something that you have to do to be in A tier. I think that's like at a minimum.
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
I was tempted to say that Dylan should be ahead, but like honestly, that one win Dylan has is really the only thing he's beaten Tyler Reddick in. And I mean, it's been close. They've been really competitive with each other, but Reddick has definitely been the better driver so far.
He got into the playoffs over Dylan last year, and they were head-to-head in points. So,
yeah,
called it. Top of B so far. Chase Elliott.
Oh, Chase Elliott's so tricky, right? Like, he lights the world on fire one week, and then next week he's 10th, which isn't bad, right? Like, it's not bad.
It's tough because I think he should be S tier, but like he had a lot of really embarrassing moments last year.
Yeah.
Like I feel like his stock as a driver did take some hits last year. So if he's going to be S tier, he's going to be mid to lower. He's still one of the best drivers in the Cup Series, but like he's still Chase Elliott.
Yeah,
which is the problem.
I don't put him in S tier just because I don't like putting a lot of guys in S tier. And I still not that, his championship year is an outlier. It's not what I'm trying to say, but I mean, look at the rest of his years. They're kind of right there with the Keselowski, with the Harvick, with what they do in a traditional year. Maybe not maybe even behind Harvick. But would still put him. I'd put him ahead of Harvick.
Yeah, put him ahead of Harvick.
I'd put him ahead of Harvick, but I wouldn't put him in S.
I'm just trying to think of who else we're gonna put in S tier. Like, what would be too many?
I mean, I see one coming up here.
Yeah, Eric Almirola. You're
That's right.
I see him. He's like 6 drivers down the line. Modified driver. We'll get to him soon.
I would put him at the top of A. That's where I'd put him, and I'm not going to put anyone ahead of him.
I think he's fringing on S though. I think depending on the season he has.
If he won an oval last year, he would be an S.
Going into last year, I'm pretty sure we had him as an S. Like it's not anything to do with like, oh, he's bad, like, oh, he's not, but I mean, he wasn't as good as his teammate last year, and that you can say that about every 100 cut driver.
There wasn't a driver though that I think got beat by Kyle Larson head to head like more embarrassingly than Chase Elliott did. I feel like because that was Chase's team coming into last year, and then Larson came in, and it was like there's a new big man in town. So
and arguably,
which is funny because Kyle Larson's like 5'4".
Chase should have only won Road America, right? Like that race doesn't get stopped at Coda. Chase only has one win on the year, coming off a championship. So did win on an oval last year.
That's a good point. Up next, Eric Almirola.
The definition of average.
Yeah, I wanted to say D, but he's the Dalton line. He has to be exactly middle. So he's C tier.
Stick him at C behind Corlo Joy, ahead of Corlo Joy.
Behind, because if you're ahead of Eric Almirola, you're doing good, and if you're below him, you got work to do. So.
Okay. I think we have set our center right here.
Yeah. He is the measuring stick for all other drivers.
And now we have Mr. James Dennis Hamlin. I think we can all agree that he's probably S tier.
Yeah.
Are we putting him behind Kyle Larson? Are we putting him ahead of Kyle Larson?
Behind
Kyle Larson. Okay.
So
he's more consistent, right? Kyle Larson has this one breakout year. We still, this year will be the true test to see if Kyle Larson is all that, especially with the playing field being leveled to a degree. Mm-hmm. He won't have the best car. He won't have the newest car, which is something that kind of gets overlooked with Chevy's success last year.
Yeah.
But in Hamlin, you have a really consistent guy that still hasn't won a Cup Series championship, but should have, and also has really upped as he's getting older, he's upped his analytics, and the way he kind of looks at races mentally. So,
yeah, and like obviously we have to consider entire body of work, but there is also some recency bias, and we do have to acknowledge the fact that like even if Kyle Larson's body of work isn't as great as Denny Hamlin's, Larson just had the most historically dominant season we've seen since Jeff Gordon in '98. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
This one.
Heartthrob, Ryan Blaney.
Oh, this one.
Moms love him.
Moms love him.
Moms love him. Boyfriends hate him.
Quick tangent. So do you guys remember those old commercials back in the day of
The
like
Casey
those
Kane
three
ones?
moms? Yes, the three moms thirsting over Casey Kane.
Yeah.
Ryan Blaney's the new Casey Kane.
Yeah.
I totally see it now. So I'm not
actually-
saying on track wise. I'm just saying
You know why
like
that makes so much sense though? My buddy, huge Casey Kane fan, and now he's been a huge Ryan Blaney fan.
that's Jesse from the USRL. He was a huge Casey Kane fan, and now Ryan Blaney's his favorite.
Makes
also.
so much sense. He's thirsty
Listen
over
to
him.
skinny guys. Anyway.
Yep.
This one I think is, we're going to go back to the recency bias thing. You do have to count in the fact that more recently Ryan Blaney kind of got his stuff together last season, more or less. You can make that face all you want. We talked all before last season about how he needs to win more than one race per season. He needs to become a little bit more of a serial winner, and he did do that.
Yeah.
He has improved.
Yeah.
He's gotten it together. Is he going to win a championship this season? I don't think so. But you can't deny that he is improving on the things that he needs to improve on. He's becoming more of a serial winner. We're going to be coming up on one here in a bit. Driver of the 18 car. But like, he's improving, and I think he's going to keep maturing and improving as a race car driver. And you gave me a look when I said he improved. I just wanted to.
It wasn't to look at improved. It's not to discount his wins, way in which he won. He won Daytona in July, which ended up being an attrition race. Won the Michigan race on a late race restart, which again, that is something that that everyone has criticized Ryan Blaney of not being clutch in those moments, and he was. And then what was the other win? What's the one I'm forgetting?
Atlanta, where he ran down Larson at the end.
Yep,
Which
that one.
I
Which
feel
was
like
really
we're gonna
impressive.
have a really similar conversation with another driver who had a similar season where, yes, the dominant performances weren't there, but in the end, he got the job done when it mattered, which is something that he hasn't done through his career up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't think it propels him to like the throngs of A tier, but I feel like he could be. I feel like Ryan Blaney is somewhere in A tier.
Yeah, I think he's upper A tier, definitely. He's he's on the verge of becoming a superstar.
I think you could conceivably put him in front of his teammate. I'm not sure about Kevin Harvick just yet.
His former teammate.
Yeah.
His teammate last season, sorry.
I was going to say at highest he's between Harvick and Chase. Yeah, he's definitely in that range of if he has another breakout season, he can get up into S tier. I think he's upper A tier, definitely.
I would just argue you can't put him ahead of Brad for the sole fact that the entire body of work isn't there yet.
Yeah, but I would say over the last 2 or 3 years that that Blaney's been better.
And Brad?
Yeah. I know Brad made the Final Four 2 years ago, but I still think Blaney was better in 2020.
Okay. I'm not going to argue.
I will not put him ahead of Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, no. I'd put him between that.
I'm going to put him ahead of Brad purely based on the last few seasons, because we can talk about bodies of work all we want. If that was what we were doing, we would have put Jimmy Johnson at the very top of S tier every single time, and we didn't. Which I don't think
we ever put Jimmy Johnson on any of these. So
yeah, I don't think
your point is invalid.
Joe's gonna be butthurt for the rest of the time because
I'm not.
Ryan Blaney is ahead of Brad Keselowski. Goodness gracious!
The future is now, old man.
I'm gonna be very clear here. These two, I could swap them.
Yeah, it's flip of a coin.
These three in general.
Yeah, I'm just angry the coin's coming down in the wrong order, but whatever.
I don't have a coin. I can't flip it. Oh.
Just to make
flip
Joe
of an
happy.
iPod. Here we go.
Just to make Joe happy, Ryan Blaney will be behind Brad Keselowski.
No, don't do that.
And because he's now looking down at his phone, he's uninterested in what we're talking about.
No, I'm actually trying to look up stats.
He's actually.
Look, do you see that? That's Brad.
He's trying to act like everything's okay, and he's gonna come up and talk to us now that I moved it. He mouthed a bad word at me.
Keselowski in 2020, 4-13, 3-13, 19, 4th. Well, okay, so what? Blaney was on Penske in 2018, so Keselowski 3-12, 20, 3-13, 19, 4-13, 24, 1-10, 17. That's wins, top 5, top 10s.
Audio listeners, I'm rolling my eyes. Okay,
I'm
Chase
a video
Briscoe.
listener, and
you put him behind Cindric for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Is he B tier though?
Whew, that's tough.
That's tough because his rookie year was not good.
I'm gonna be honest. I was more impressed by some of Ross Chastain's performances than any of Chase Briscoe's. Love the guy.
Man,
was not fast.
But the Indianapolis road course, man.
Yeah, I had that end.
He was like the only driver in that field that had experience on the track.
Well, the other guy had experience one, so unfortunately for
that's true. That's true.
I'd put him high C tier.
He's gonna be either here or here, right? You know,
he's definitely ahead of Almirola, right? And I think he's ahead of LaJoy.
Yeah. That's the tough thing is I feel like LaJoy had more great runs than Briscoe did last year, which is but
they just stand out more.
Yeah, they're true. Yeah,
because Briscoe run hard.
LaJoy is the benefit of. Yeah, LaJoy is the benefactor of lowered expectations. So, yeah, actually, that's fair. So
Chase Briscoe is in C tier, top of C tier probably.
I was gonna get an angry message from Dan if we put him below LaJoy.
I'm going to refuse to comment on this next driver. Everyone, just a fair warning. I'm going to refuse to comment on this next driver.
Ryan
Preece.
Ryan Preece is the definition of C tier. He'll have a couple great runs here and there, and
I think he's upper C tier.
He's ahead of LaJoy. Don't know if he's better than Briscoe just yet.
Is that so?
I think I'd put him ahead of Briscoe if I'm being honest.
I mean, if you want to make Davey angry, you say behind Briscoe. And you want to make Davey angry. Because he was trying to say that, Joe's going to be angry the rest of this video. Now I'm angry because you said that.
See, but you're making me pick between making you angry or Davey angry. So
yeah, but who runs the show?
Both happy. We're both happy. We're both happy. It's okay. I'll put Bowman ahead of Corey LaJoy or whatever you want me to do.
Yeah, there we go.
See,
now it's just turning personal. Now it's just
I'm sorry.
Just make fun of people's favorite drivers.
I'm going to be honest. Here. I don't know why I don't know why I did this, but David Reagan.
Because he's running the 500. He's behind.
He's in the 15.
He's D tier.
Okay, now on to drive. Sorry, David Reagan doesn't matter. I shouldn't have done that. My apologies, guys.
I just wanted to dunk on him one last time.
Doesn't matter. AJ Allmendinger.
This is coming from a former fan of his too.
AJ Dinger.
Gosh, he should be in that car full time, shouldn't he?
He really should.
He really should, man.
I put him like low B.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think you put him somewhere in B tier. I think you put him ahead of Cindric.
Ooh. You put him ahead of Ross for sure.
Cup race winner.
Multiple
on
cup
the Indianapolis road course.
Yeah, well, Cindric hasn't won there in Xfinity, so
that experience on it.
Cindric wasn't running that race, I thought.
Did he win the Xfinity race there?
He did.
Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah, well,
AJ's got to beat him 2-1.
He did run it.
He did run it. Yeah, I was about to say.
Got to be 2-1. So
yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, put him ahead. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, unironically here, but because Austin Dillon is a proven Cup driver right now.
Austin Dillon has more Cup wins than AJ Allmendinger. That is a fact. Yeah. 3-2 somehow.
Jimmy Johnson has more Cup wins than freaking Landon Castle. Who cares?
Landon Castle fans.
Landon Castle fans, idiots.
Because Landon Castle was a test driver for all those championships, Davey. Come on.
Well, yeah. Daniel Hemrick. This is actually interesting because we don't really have a Cup base. We don't have a Cup base other than his year with RCR, which I don't really count.
Yeah, and because 2019 to me is a complete blur. I literally can't.
Our year with RCR, we're putting him here. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So this is the internet. So when I talk about how Ty Dillon was completely invisible his entire time in Cup, that was I genuinely forgot that Hemrick ran a season in Cup until
RCR tried to forget too.
Yeah, because they decided to show up to every race with friggin' super speedway setups that year, and they're like, "Why are we slow?"
We're going to try and play some of these guys that don't have a lot of Cup experience. Austin Cindric, AJ Allmendinger recently. Daniel Hemrick recently. Daniel Hemrick's got to be probably somewhere at the bottom of B tier, purely for lack of experience, and also he's an Xfinity champion. He beat out AJ Allmendinger and Austin Cindric to the championship.
He did.
Who are in B tier.
He did do that.
I love Daniel Hemrick, and I lost my mind when he won that race. but that's one win in like 7 years.
But he put up a ridiculous season.
Yeah.
So the thing with Daniel Hemrick is
It's so tough.
the highs aren't as high, and the lows are still pretty dang low.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely ahead of the Almirola line. That's what we need. That's what you need to make a video about, is the Almirola line.
That would be a great video.
That would
be a
great video.
Yeah.
There's your idea. Make me
I'll
content
talk
now.
Because I've got that script I've been working on for a video about Paul Menard, who was Eric Almirola before Almirola. So.
That's true. That's true.
We're being really nice, by the way. At some point, we're gonna have to fill out these bottom rows.
Yeah.
So you guys know.
The thing with Hemrick is like, I have a really hard time putting him ahead of Briscoe.
Oh, yeah. I'd still put him. I'd put him top of C. That's as low as I'd be willing to put him.
I think I would put him between LaJoy and Briscoe. Just because it's like, compare their resumes, because their cup careers are eerily similar.
True.
And if anything, Briscoe's was a tiny bit better.
If anything,
and
Briscoe was in better equipment too the entire time.
Yeah, true. But I mean, when you compare,
that 98 car was better than
results,
the Gibbs cars. I don't care what anyone says. That 98 car was.
Yeah, but comparing lower series results, like, it's hard for me to put him ahead of Briscoe if you consider everything, recency bias included. So,
I think that's more than fair. I think that's fair.
No, Greg said.
I think
F.
We gotta do it.
Objectively speaking, I don't know. Like, I don't know how. I think Noah Gragson is a grossly overrated race car driver.
Below the Almirola line, but definitely ahead of David Reagan.
we think he's below the Almirola line. Really?
I don't know.
Like, he's right there. He's gonna be the Almirola line.
Turned it up late in the season last season. Put up some impressive performances that almost
lost
were so impressive that almost turned us around on him. Glad that didn't happen, but almost happened.
Lost his crew chief.
He made sure to squash that.
Yeah, chief. That doesn't matter. We're talking about the drivers.
Has a 2-time champion when it crew. Yeah, words.
It's tough because I don't think Noah Gragson's ever put together a full great season. He's like, you look at it,
put together a full great race.
Yeah. So I think he's C tier at highest. And I mean, I don't know. I have a really hard time putting him higher than, like we said, Briscoe or even Hemrick. So
I think he's below the Almirola line, but he's right there.
I think he's better than Almirola.
I just want consistency.
I think
Almirola is more consistent.
But if you want to talk about being able to put together a complete season, like Almirola's consistent, but Almirola's consistently average. He's not consistently good. I feel like Noah Gragson is.
But Noah Gragson's consistently average in the Xfinity series.
I don't think he's consistently average. He put up how many wins last season?
2.
2 wins.
Is that right? That sounds right.
2 or 3, but you also got to remember the first half of his season was terrible. Like, he tore up a lot of cars and like was on the border of not even making the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
Eric Almirola made the playoffs with conviction.
With conviction, my ass.
I think Eric has more Xfinity wins too.
What?
Let me look this up.
I don't think that is true at all.
Not true at all.
It's comparable.
Hey, we want to talk about not putting together a whole season. Corey LaJoy didn't put together a full season of anything.
Well, I was okay with putting Corey LaJoy in D tier. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to make anyone angry, but I said it now.
Almirola has 3 Xfinity wins. Why did it bring up Tyler Reddick? Did I type in Tyler Reddick? I did. Wow, I'm stupid. Hang on.
Gregson has like 5.
Or
4.
Yeah, he has 5.
5. Not at Atlanta. Haha.
Yeah, okay, now that you mentioned the Corey LaJoy thing, yeah. This is tough. I mean, I would not put him above C tier, definitely.
No.
Gragson.
No,
hey, put him ahead of Corey LaJoy.
C-tier.
I don't care. Yeah, that's fine. That works.
Do we want to move the Almirola line up or no?
I think the Almirola line needs to go down to D.
I don't disagree with that. Personally.
All right, Chris Buescher.
I think this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if we're looking at the very average, he would be here, right?
He's got to be Almirola has to be high D or low C. Like he's got to be at the very top of D or the very bottom of C. So
I think Chris Buescher is a guy who can still surprise us. I think he has surprises left in his bag of tricks this season. I would like to hope, because I mean, that Roush car wasn't amazing last year, and the RFK cars don't look amazing this year for sure.
Still didn't run that
Chris Buescher's still a good race car driver. He had some good runs, namely at Homestead.
Won a cup race.
Won a cup race, but
a cup race.
Neither here nor there.
I genuinely forgot Chris Buescher won a cup race, if I'm being honest. I'd put him on par with like Ross Chastain. Maybe below.
I don't know if I'd put him that high. I'm going to be honest.
He was like but oh my god, I cannot speak right now.
Oh my god. Tell me you did
Chris
not
Buescher was
say
like
that.
low-key pretty good last year.
I was gonna say I'd put him below Eric Almirola, but okay.
That's way too low. No.
I don't know.
Buescher has consistently like punched above his weight at Roush. Like he's been pretty good. I mean, he cracked top 20 in points last year. So he's an Xfinity champion.
Where are you putting him, Joe?
I was gonna say below Almirola, but I'm just trying to make it look a little nicer. If I'm being honest. He's definitely below.
Where would you realistically put him?
Probably behind Hemrick at least. I wouldn't put him in B though. You want to say he's an Xfinity champion? Hemrick's an Xfinity champion. Okay.
So then why is Ross in B tier? Why is Cindric in B tier then?
I think Ross Chastain.
Ross Chastain has a very comparable career.
I think Ross Chastain is a little too high in my opinion, but
if you're gonna put Chastain B tier, you have to put Buescher up there because Buescher was right behind him in points. Buescher is also a cup winner.
Well, why is Ryan Preece at the top of C? That's the real question that
I'm
asking.
Anymore. He's not anymore.
So
Davey deflecting.
You cannot put Buescher below Briscoe. Overrated. I'm sorry. It's asinine to put Buescher below Briscoe.
I don't think we can put him below Briscoe. I think we can put him like ahead of Ross. I think this is fair.
I think that is perfect for him. Yes.
That is fair. I think Ross Chastain showed out a little more last season than Chris Buescher. But they put it this way, both of these drivers can possibly move up.
Yeah.
There's more than enough for that to happen.
I mean, quick stat break for you. Chris Buescher in the playoffs last year, 1, 2, 3, 4 top 10s, a top 5, and a 12th at Kansas. So worst finish 25th. So
Kyle Busch, this one's easy. Joe, you falling asleep, buddy? Or are you just angry?
A little bit of both.
Kyle Busch, serial winner.
Yeah,
I put him S tier all day.
It's hard to not put him in S tier, even in an off year like last year. I'd put him below Denny.
Really?
Yeah, I think Denny had a better year.
That's the recency.
He had a better year.
And if we're going recency bias, Kyle's had 2 seasons in a row. So
fair enough. Martin Truex Jr.
Xfinity wins though, or 1 Xfinity wins. Truex is a.
Yeah.
You thinking there? I would have put him higher than that, if I'm being honest.
Nah, I wouldn't put him ahead of Chase. I wouldn't put him ahead of Harvick. No, Davey, I agree with you. So put him where you had him originally, because we agreed, and we're 2 individuals against 1, and that's how democracy works.
Christopher Bell, Joe, you're not allowed to speak.
I was gonna say he's probably in B, but okay.
Okay, fine. We're good.
He's in F.
I thought you were gonna be like, delete him.
I mean, yeah, in a perfect world.
Yeah, he's low B tier at best.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be as good as his fellow Xfinity companions here.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe split the gap between AJ and Cindric, but somewhere in that range.
I call it here. Truthfully, again, this little group right here could swap at any moment. Like,
remember that Christopher Bell's Xfinity years were probably in some of the worst Xfinity fields. Before the
you best not be talking crud about Justin Allgaier, okay, and Brennan Poole.
Here's an interesting one.
And remember, he didn't win a championship. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's
Harrison Burton. Shut up, Joe.
I have absolutely no idea where to put Burton.
I have no idea.
Is he ahead? Is he ahead of the Almirola line?
I don't think he is for Cup now.
No, I don't either.
I was gonna say he's somewhere in the
Right behind
Hemrick Gregson range, but yeah,
I think he definitely could be.
His body of work isn't big enough though. Which
I mean,
is the problem.
he can get all the way up to A. Like,
I think so. He's got it in him. The end
smart.
of his 2020 season was impressive.
He's smart. He's good. So here's the thing. Harrison Burton is a guy that's ready to race in Cup. Because he knows how to race and put a race together. It's just the fact that not good in the short run, which killed him. I mean, look how he hasn't won a truck race, right? Won those Xfinity races and then didn't win this last year. Still got a little bit tougher. Gibbs had an off year outside of the 54 car, and you can obviously argue with Hemrick, but I don't know. He's by Almirola right now.
And that's the tough thing too, is us putting him in D tier seems like it's like a shot at Harrison Burton, but it's not. Maybe we should move Reagan to F tier.
No.
Now that I think about it. He's not good.
Yeah, but he's still David Reagan. He's still wholesome.
No, he's not. No, David Reagan is not wholesome at all.
I think he's really not. Race winners go above F tier in my opinion.
Okay.
A race winner of any kind.
Cody Ware getting to F tier.
I can't wait.
Congratulations.
Joe Lowe's S tier, let's be honest.
Jogo Logo.
Even on a bad year, he's S tier.
I think he's yet again.
Joe, he's been better than Brad. We're not making this argument.
He's a serial winner. He's been better than Brad.
He's genuinely one of the best drivers on the circuit.
Wins everything. We go to a new thing and he wins it. We go to another new thing and he wins it. He's good.
Congratulations. He has a good crew chief.
The guy is just good. Yes, he does. Puts him in S tier. All right.
Is that why he won so many races before he got Brad's crew chief?
Yeah, he also had a good. Todd Gordon was also a good crew chief.
Oh, so Joey Logano's a system driver. We're making the Tom Brady argument now.
Yeah. How good was Joey Logano at Gibbs?
Oh, full circle.
Joey Logano was like 19 at Gibbs.
Okay.
He had run like 8 Xfinity races, and they were like full-time Cup ride.
Whose fault is that?
Joe Gibbs' fault. That's whose fault it is.
Fault.
Joe, come on.
I can't hit Joey Logano, but he's
Listen,
come on, man.
Listen, just because I don't want him to be an S tier doesn't mean I don't think he's A tier.
I hate Joey Logano and I put him in S tier. You can suck it up.
If you move him ahead of Kyle, oh my god, that's awful.
He beat Kyle Busch on Sunday.
Has had 2 better seasons than Kyle Busch.
Oh my god.
I'll keep him here. Bubble walls.
Bubba's B tier.
Race winner.
Yeah. He's B tier
runs.
at best. So
I put him in C. I put him behind Chastain.
I think
Chastain's and runs were more impressive.
I think that's fair. I do think that's fair.
I think this is fair.
Yeah.
I think so many of these drivers have such a high ceiling.
Yeah.
I hate that term, high ceiling. What does that mean?
Why?
Everyone
their potential is really high.
Right, but doesn't everyone actually like
David Reagan and Eric Almirola don't? That's why they're D tier.
That's true.
In theory, though, doesn't everyone have an unlimited ceiling?
I feel like Christopher Bell doesn't have a high ceiling.
I mean, if we're talking like realistically,
doesn't have a high ceiling.
Like the reason why guys like Eric Almirola and David Reagan don't excite people's imagination is they're not like fun to watch.
They're proven commodities, right? They're proven quantities.
They'll bring the car home. They'll do exactly what you expect them to do.
Yeah.
Like with Bubba, you can see the potential there.
You know,
it's like lightning in a bottle, and you just got to catch it. You know?
Also, my southern accent came out a little bit there when I said that.
Ooh,
so.
your little southern accent from California.
Willie B.
My family's literally from Arkansas.
William Byron.
I think he's low A tier.
No, I think he's top of B.
I'm putting him near Tyler Reddick, whether that's at the end of A tier or somewhere near the top of B tier. I think right here.
Yeah.
Really impressive truck and Xfinity seasons. Had a breakout. See, I'd put him ahead of Reddick if I'm being honest.
think so. I think so.
Yeah. I think, like you said last week, William Byron was very good last year. The fact that he only won one race is a discredit to how good he was.
Yeah.
Hendrick as a whole was really good, but
I think the car. I think the equipment here. I think the equipment puts him here. I think Tyler Reddick might be a better driver ability-wise, but we'll see.
Yeah. His list is fluid.
Here's a fun polarizer. It is very fluid. I fully expect this to be totally different in 6 months' time.
Yep. Timmy Hill's going to be next year.
Correct. He's the next Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
Justin Haley.
That's the next Jeff Gordon.
That's the next Jeff Gordon.
God, he was so impressive.
Every driver. He was very good.
I mean, he is, and we've made fun of it, but he is one of the best super speedway racers right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna see him in the 500. He's gonna excel. You're gonna see him at Dega. He's gonna excel. He's gonna be right there.
August.
He's right.
Same thing.
He's gonna be right there with the Keselowskis, the Hamlins, the Logano's, Blaney's. Who am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anyone. He'll be right there with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna have the teammate luxury to fall back on. Priest isn't in the 500, so shut up.
He's above the Almirola line, I feel like, but I don't. The problem with Haley is, the problem with Haley is outside of super speedways, hasn't done much.
In trucks, he won at Gateway. I mean,
yeah,
we got Noah Gragson where he is, and I feel like Justin Haley had a more or less similarly impressive year.
Yeah, they
Noah
both
Gragson.
made the Final Four with really like strong runs towards the end of the season.
Justin Haley ahead. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. It's late.
No bias there. So
no, I mean he's a cup winner. That's why he's ahead. I mean,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
honestly,
you could probably put him. Okay, cup winner.
This one's super tough, dude.
He's
D-tier.
He is going to be the new Almirola line.
D tier. He is just ahead of it purely for.
I think he's above the Almirola line, but it's hard for me.
If only Eric didn't get wrecked himself in the 2018.
It's so tough though, because like coming into this year, like I feel like a lot of people were like, Michael McDowell, he's all right, he's a good little driver, and then he won the Daytona 500, and everybody was like, oh man. And he's had those good runs, but he also wrecked a lot of race cars.
Do you remember Darlington when he had a top 10 car and he just wrecked it? 40 laps in, like Jimmy Johnson did? I mean, that sucks. That's pretty funny.
Todd Gilliland.
This is a guy that you put in D tier for sure.
Yeah.
Below the Almirola line, but only for now.
Yeah.
Still ahead of the David Reagan line.
Yes. Yeah. There's 2 lines now. He's splitting the gap.
You have potential if you're behind
the David Reagan
Almirola
index.
line.
He's above it.
If you're ahead of the Reagan line but behind the Almirola line, there's potential for you to move up. If you're behind the Reagan line, there's no chance.
You're done.
I feel like is what we got.
Cole
Custer, I would put him there.
Behind David Reagan?
Ahead of David Reagan.
I would still put him. I mean, he's got the cup win, right?
But every time I bring up that cup win to you guys or to you specifically, Joe, you're like.
So
that is what I look like when
I think he's right below the Almirola line, specifically because Eric Almirola is his teammate and he's finished behind him in points both times. So
yep. But
sorry,
experience
Cole
puts him ahead of these guys.
Yep.
And this guy sucks. So
Ty Dillon.
No, all right. Man. So now we're about to have a third line, which is the Ty Dillon.
Ty is in
Ty
D.
Dillon line.
He's not F.
I think he's below the Almirola line. If I'm being honest, I think he's below Harrison Burton.
Think so.
He's got one Xfinity win. No, I'd put him ahead of Reagan.
I'd put him behind him. Keep going.
No, David Reagan straight sucked for like 5 years at Roush.
I put him here. Ty Dillon is one of those drivers, and like we're not having a lot of time to go through it because I feel like we're running a little long, so like we're trying to just kind of get through it.
I keep yawning is what it is, folks at home.
If we had more time to talk about it, Ty
which
Dillon
we will
was
next week
guys.
On the live edition of the Fake Racers podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But like if we have more time, Ty Dillon is one of those guys that is like on a year where he needs to move up a tier.
Yeah.
You know? and he has it in him. I feel like I think he's got it in him. I don't know if he will.
The more I think about it too, I think he is below Todd Gilliland, because with Todd Gilliland, we saw progress, and like his 2 years with Front Row, he was actually pretty good in trucks. And with Ty Dillon, it was like, wow, that rookie season in trucks was really good. And then he did nothing else since then. He won an Xfinity race, and that was it. And spent 4 years being completely invisible in the Cup. Yeah.
With restarts.
Yeah. So I think that's fair.
Eric Jones.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
Honestly, I think you put him on par with Bell, but it's just, do we put him above or below him?
Night. You just ruined Joe's. His face dropped when you said that.
He's ahead
Okay,
of
but
Bell.
Joe, you made the argument all of last year that his stats were identical to Eric Jones. So
Christopher Bell in that car, yeah. I put Eric Jones ahead of him. Eric Jones has won a Southern 500, has won a Daytona on the actual track. Eric Jones won a truck championship. I mean, okay, Christopher Bell has more wins in Xfinity and stuff, but Eric Jones is also a year younger. Look, if you look at Bell's year in the 95 and you look at Jones's year in the 43, Jones's year in the 43 is more impressive.
Yeah.
Put him ahead.
I mean, I literally agree with you on this.
I just want to make the argument, okay? Just listen.
Let's start here. Better than Bubba in the 43.
Yeah.
Had a better season. I think he's better than Ross Chastain.
Yeah.
Puts him here. I think his season was as almost like minus a win, like,
just finished fourth in the Clash.
Factoring in for equipment, I think Eric Jones performed better as a driver than Christopher Bell in Gibbs equipment.
Gonna have a great crew chief.
I am not putting him ahead of Austin Cindric.
Oh no,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. So
I just want him to be in B tier because it makes me happy.
I actually like this one.
Kurt Busch?
This one's gonna be fun.
Why is it gonna be fun?
I think
you're about to put him in S, aren't you?
Well, I just think Kurt Busch is an interesting discussion for this because he's like the proven guy that you get in your car if you want to improve your equipment.
I think he's God. Actually, I'll let you finish.
I think he has S tier talent, but he hasn't had S tier seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's A tier. I would honestly put him below Blaney. I know he's got the big body of work, but if we're taking a little bit of recency bias,
Cup champion. Cup champion.
I think the fact that he is a Cup champion sticks him ahead of Blaney, but only here.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Brad's won a title much more recently. I think Brad's been a better driver over the last half decade or so.
Yeah. So. Purely driver talent, I'm putting him in S tier, but
the fact that Kurt Busch is still this good at his age is really impressive.
Yes,
good man, Harvick.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This next one's not going to be controversial.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Oh boy,
put him in B.
Had only a marginally better season than Ryan Preece.
Put him in B.
No, I think that's too high.
I don't.
This is, as a fan of Ricky Stenhouse, I think B tier is too high for Ricky.
I think you're letting into all the people making fun of him get to you.
I make fun of him.
I know.
Listen. Ricky Stenhouse, talent wise, I would put him in B tier, but we're not talking just talent. So
yeah. Part of being a race car driver is bringing your car home in one piece.
See,
and
listen. Trash take right there.
How is that a trash take?
Not a trash take.
There's a reason this guy has been a hot commodity in free agency.
That's not a trash take.
What?
He has been.
For who?
I mean, he was given a serious look by Haas.
And he didn't get the job.
Because it, probably would have been what Preece got.
See, I think you're grading him on his potential rather than what we've seen, though.
Okay, multi-time cup winner, Xfinity, two-time Xfinity Series champion.
4 years ago, he won 2 Xfinity championships when his stiffest competition was Elliott Sadler.
Pretty stiff competition.
It was. Okay, hang on.
Where were you gonna put him?
I'd put him C tier, honestly.
I'd put him top of C. I'd put him ahead of Ross. Think he's a better driver than Ross Chastain.
I think it's insane that we're putting him so far away from Ryan Preece. Truthfully.
Of course you do.
Ryan Preece has more top 10s.
So looking
Same
at
top 5s.
So
average finish was only 3 positions better. Ryan Preece got involved in more wrecks.
Joe, the season that Ricky Stenhouse won his second Xfinity Series championship, Michael Annett finished 5th in points.
Listen.
Mike Bliss was 8th. Brian Scott was 9th, and Danica Patrick was 10th. Also, Joe Nemechek and Mike Wallace finished just outside the top 10 in points. Ahead of Jason Bowles.
Put him where you want him to be.
I'm just saying.
I don't see how I can put him far away from Preece.
Yeah.
And almost even ahead of him because I know I'm a fan of Ryan Preece, but if you look at their seasons last year, they're not that much different.
It's hard
they're
to put him ahead of
the same.
Who won the poll for the Daytona 500?
Doesn't matter.
Daytona 500 qualifying doesn't matter. It's hard to put him ahead of Buescher when he literally got fired for Buescher. You know, again,
he
this
also
is coming
got
from a Ricky Stenhouse
re-signed
apologist,
and then fired. So just consider that.
Yeah, that's even worse for his case because that means they re-signed him and then said, "Oh, this was a mistake."
No, that means that they forgot that they still had Chris Buescher on an option, and then they were like, "Oh crap, Chris Buescher, what do we do?" And then
Ryan
made a bad
Preece,
decision.
More top 10, same amount of top
you're just
5s.
making the argument that it should be below Buescher stronger.
Okay, put him at the top of D tier. I don't give a crap. Put him wherever you want.
I don't think we're doing that.
Yeah,
I think
believe
Cup experience alone puts them at least here, but
yeah, I think right there.
Here?
Between Buescher and Preece.
Okay. I can accept that.
Yeah.
I can accept that.
So
Joe's really mad that we're not agreeing with him.
It's
Joe
not
does this
that.
sometimes.
It's not that. I'm just so sick and tired of getting ganged up on. Anyways.
Oh, Lordy.
Alex
Okay.
Bowman, put him in B. Nah, put him in C. No talent
we're doing
hack.
this. We're getting personal now. That's what it is. Okay.
No talent hack. Let me go grab my Alex Bowman t-shirt that I bought.
All right.
I don't think we can realistically put him above William Byron after last season.
Yeah, I think he's B tier.
I think race win wise we can put him above William Byron, but I don't. It's close.
Yeah,
Because
I would
Byron
put
had a really impressive season.
I'd put him between Byron and Reddick. Personally,
Joe, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I think that's fair. Even as the resident Alex Bowman fan, based off of the last year.
Who aren't you a fan of besides Noah Gragson?
Doug, I literally Alex Bowman is the only driver I own merch for.
Joe,
that's a lie, and you know it.
It's literally not. I own 2 Alex Bowman t-shirts, and those are the only NASCAR shirts I own.
That's a lie too.
How is it a lie?
Where's your Josh Berry t-shirt? Where's your Justin Allgaier t-shirt?
Josh Berry and Justin Allgaier aren't Cup drivers.
Ooh.
But you said NASCAR t-shirts, so
you know what I mean.
I'm just trying to show that you are uncredible.
Oh, so I can't. How am I supposed to root for Alex Bowman in the Xfinity series?
I'm just saying you're not a credible resource, and people need to take that into account when they're looking at these rankings. That you are not someone that is credible to have these takes.
What has happened to this podcast?
I'm so
It's all of a sudden
tired.
gotten really personal.
Maybe we delete the driver tier maker and we do it some other time.
Yeah.
No, keep going.
Replace it with
We're
a
almost
group
done.
therapy session instead.
We're almost done.
And a team building exercise.
Oh no, a thing where we offer our opinions and people disagreed with us.
It's not that. I didn't have a good day. But continue. Let's keep going.
Well, we're not the reason you didn't have a good day, gosh darn it. We're here to make your day better. Joe, we love you. We're here doing a driver tier podcast and arguing about freaking, I almost said a cuss word and I didn't, just for you. arguing about Ricky Stenhouse. All right?
This is the most discourse that's been had about Ricky Stenhouse's career in a long time.
1,000,000%. Kaz Grala. He's below the Almirola line right now.
I had to think about what car Kaz Grala was driving for a second.
The money team.
Yeah.
The money team, baby. I think that alone puts him here. Just kidding.
Yeah.
He's got to be ahead of Ty.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think Kaz Grala, he actually had good runs in the Cup
more
Series
recent
when he
truck
filled
win.
in.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I was going to say, because
that
it's
run he had in the 3.
Ty Dillon has a really unimpressive body of work, but Kaz Grala has no body of work. which is the problem.
Yeah,
But I think his showings have been more impressive.
Yeah.
He's
Actually,
really
you got a good
good
point there, though.
at the Daytona Road Course that one year.
He was really fast in the duels too. So yeah,
Cody
I'll give
Ware.
you that.
Davey's going to.
F.
Yeah, I think we're rolling up on the
Cody
Fs.
Ware almost made the main event in the Clash. He still sucks.
Timmy Hill, F.
No, Timmy Hill blows above that.
Okay.
I think Timmy Hill. I
Josh
unironically
F.
think. Hang on. I unironically think Timmy Hill is above the Reagan line
Okay, have fun with iRacing.
because every single person who's ever worked with Timmy Hill will tell you about how special he is. So
I think
it is a slight at Timmy Hill to put him in F tier.
I don't know.
See, this is
Again.
what he does, Davey. This is what he does. He uses these
I'm not
big
even doing this to
words.
be contrarian. Oh, sorry.
It's a slight
For
to
having
put
somebody's
Timmy
back.
Hill
Oh
in
my
F
God,
tier. It's
guys,
a
I need
slight.
you guys to be nice. I need you guys to be friends. This is not not personal. It's we're talking about people we're never going to meet in our lives. It's not personal.
Fits right in
It's
with the
okay.
USRL game.
We're not
doesn't it?
none of us are ganging up on anybody. No one's arguing
That is
with
the
anyone.
worst thing
We're just
any
talking about
individual
race
has
car
ever
drivers
said
that
to
no one
me.
cares about.
Uh,
Josh Bilicki.
oh, get the blicky! All right.
Shut up.
I've had this Nerf gun sitting on my lap for like 20 minutes just for that joke. So
F.
Josh Bilicki. I put him here. Well, I'll put
I
him
put him
here.
above Cody Ware.
Cody Ware
Yeah,
ran
do it.
IndyCar, therefore he's better.
Landon Castle.
F.
Can't get a ride to save his life. Can't keep
Gonna
a
hurt
ride
me
to
with
save
this
his
one.
life. Stick him here.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'd put Timmy Hill above him.
Hello.
S.
Not even going to talk about
Hang on.
BJ McLeod.
No. Okay, hang on. Timmy Hill's above Landon Castle, and BJ McLeod's ahead of Cody Ware.
I was gonna say BJ McLeod should be the highest F tier driver. Everybody
I will
loves
not
him.
argue with that.
Everybody loves him. Everyone in the garage area loves him. He's so nice, letting people pass him.
There we go.
There
Yeah.
that's where
There
he
we go.
belongs.
Daniel Suarez.
So,
That's saying.
all
I
right,
think he has,
arguments.
he has to go in
That's saying.
S.
we're now
Suarez.
introducing the Suarez line.
Jesus
so-
Christ.
He's definitely C tier.
It is 12:40 at night, everyone. It is 12:40
Oh my god!
in the morning.
It is. Oh my god! I gotta go to bed in an hour.
Daniel
He's definitely
Suarez.
C tier.
I think we put him behind. I was gonna say I think we put him behind Bubba. I don't want to sound like I'm comparing the minorities. I'm just saying two guys at.
I wouldn't have even mentioned that if you hadn't said it.
Two guys at new teams.
I don't know if I can post this anymore, honestly.
I'm sweating. It's two guys in new teams anyway. I just want to race. I think we put him like
This
here
might be
or
something I save and I log away.
because he's an Xfinity champion, and Chris
Talking
Buescher had
maybe-
a better season. Ooh,
Maybe below Stenhouse.
you think so?
No, ahead of Stenhouse. He had more impressive runs last year. Think about Bristol Dirt and Atlanta until he had a speeding penalty and didn't wreck as many race cars, had more mechanical
Save
failures.
it there. That's it. This is the tier list. BJ
Sure. I
McLeod,
mean, if
best
that's your
driver in
argument, then go
NASCAR.
for it.
Everyone, I want.
Uh.
Okay, if you have listened this far, I need you to go to every platform where this podcast is hosted, and you need to rate it 5 stars, and you need to like it on YouTube because I had to deal with a whiny Joe and a contrarian Matt, and I was the only one who was having fun. I was the only one having fun this whole time. Everyone else
I'm having a
complained.
ton of fun.
Matt had fun. Joe got mad. I had to deal
I
with it
agree.
regardless. I had to deal with both of them. Do you understand how hard this was? For my sake, please, dear God, rate this podcast well.
Oh my
Please
God.
like it. Fake Racers podcast out. God.
Daytona qualifying, it's our tradition, 2 years in the running now, of
Mhm.
doing Daytona qualifying live, where we'll give a little bit of hot takes about drivers as they're out there qualifying. Looks like it's just going to be Davey and I, because Matthew's got some BMX bro stuff to do, so that'll be cool for Mr. Steelman, but we hope you join us. We'll probably go live, I don't know, probably like 7:45. I think qualifying's at 8. It goes till 10, so we'll go live 15 minutes or so early. Obviously, we're not going to be streaming the qualifying, so you'll have to find that yourself. I can't wait for all the people asking, where's the stream? It won't be on there because we can't do that, believe it or not. I don't know why Fox would wouldn't want people streaming their content on their own YouTube channels. Davey, do you have any ideas why they wouldn't want that? I don't.
No idea.
No idea.
No
But
clue.
if you want to hear us talk about drivers next week, like we just did about with the tier maker, but a little more in depth, you're gonna want to check that out.
I even put no copyright infringement intended in the description. Why are they still copyright striking me? Anyway, that's a throwback YouTube joke.
I have no idea.
Yeah, weird. I don't know what we're doing.
Davey, I'm throwing it to you. Where can they find out more information from you?
That was a really lame throw. It was like
It's gonna be like your baseball pitch here in May.
It was like you threw it, but you didn't move your arms, and I'm just waiting for the ball, and it hits me in the face.
My baseball coach in 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 4th grade, something like that, hit me in the face with a baseball, trying to teach me not to be afraid of the ball.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep going like you didn't interrupt me. You can find me on Twitter at Davey Hazard, on Instagram at D7H5, and on Twitch at D7H5er with an ER at the end.
Matthew.
You can find me on Twitter at msteelman51. Also, Disqualified should be back this week. I'm working on the script. It's going to be on a doozy. It's the Life Racing team, and if you don't know anything about it, it's going to be a good time.
I'm excited.
Disqualified is a good time here on JTN. It's probably the premier podcast as part of JTN.
According to Reddit.
Yeah.
I mean, probably. I wonder how many folks on there saw the rest of the content and went, "Oh my god, this is awful."
Well, it's a bunch of F1 people, so they probably
literally zero
didn't
people
care.
Because our content is great.
That's true. That's true.
Ooh.
Imagine not subscribing to us. Couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Which you said you can't subscribe to your own YouTube, but why do you think I have 2 YouTube channels now?
Oh yeah. Why do you think I have like 4?
My heart.
I didn't get 1,600 subscribers from nothing.
But
I
folks,
made 1,600 accounts.
Yeah.
if you want to stay up to date with us here on JTN, the best way to do so is to make sure you're subscribed, whether it's here on JTN2 or on the main Johto Network YouTube channel. Got that one linked down in the video description below. You hit the like buttons on the videos. You also follow us on Twitter at Johto Network, Facebook at Johto Network, TikTok at Johto Network. Got some gems on the TikTok, let me tell you. And yeah, Horseboy, you got anything left?
Nothing I can think of. So.
Okay,
You
Yeah.
responded to it. It's real.
it's real.
I literally called myself it. Why did?
It's just, it was so funny. It was just, it was so good.
It's pretty good.
Matthew,
I
we
agree
love
that it
you.
was good.
We love
I
you.
guess I'm not allowed to like horses if I'm a guy. So.
No, you can. It's not. That wasn't
Horse
it.
boy. You're right, horse boy.
Yeah, and
Man. I'm gonna end this before I say something stupid, folks. Can't thank you enough for
Please do.
watching. We will see you guys next week live, and if we don't see you then, we'll see you in 2 weeks after the Daytona 500. Going to be some great episodes coming your way and some great content right here on JTN. We'll see you guys next time.
see ya.